What is going on, guys? Welcome to our Finance Tuesdays. I hope you're having a great start to your week so far. In this video, I want to talk about the number one mistake you can make with your finances. Now, this isn't a video to beat you up or make you feel sorry. I'm not here to lecture you. I'm here to just help you and provide a solution to the problem. The biggest thing that people make when it comes to their finances is going to be not setting a goal that challenges them. You see, in society today, most Americans, family of two, family of four, whatever it may be, they live from paycheck to paycheck. The average emergency savings is between $500 to $1,000. And they have their money locked up in retirement accounts where they can't touch it until they reach the age of 60. While they're going through this process, they think to themselves, well, at the age of 60, I'm going to have this money available and I can live off it for the rest of my life. Well, the problem is during this time, you're not setting enough goals financially where you are getting more income, you are raising your value, and you're producing more than ever before. So we get in this comfortable mindset where we're like, okay, I'll be good by the time I'm 60. I'm not going to have any more problems. That's not true. You're still going to have bills, so that's not going away. You're going to have things that will come up financially. We have obligations to your family, gifts, like that's never going to go away. We have to think higher with our goals when it comes to finances. During this time, when it comes to, if you're living from paycheck to paycheck, we got to address that problem right away. Think of it like a vehicle. You want to be in control. You want to be the passenger where you're just letting the vehicle drive itself. When you're in control of your finances, you want to make sure that you have a clear picture in mind, that you have the exact savings you want to achieve for that year. You want to know where you're going to be in 5 years, even 10 years from now, if you can stretch that far. And then on top of that, when it comes to your salary, you want to ask yourself, well, how can I increase my income? How can I raise it by $5,000 this year or 10,000? Set a goal so high that it challenges you, because what's going to happen is you have to increase your knowledge, you have to raise your value. It's going to push you, and that's a good thing because you're going to learn to grow and take action. If you just set these bare minimum goals where you're just going to go through the motions, and what happens is by the time you get to retirement, you don't have a purpose, so you don't know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be sitting there in your house just watching TV, being a busybody, and relying on Social Security and your retirement funds, and you don't have like any purpose going on. And that can be very boring because you have to think about the next 30 years of your life after you retire. What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be just traveling, with your having your hobbies? That's all great, but you want to be producing too, right? You want to raise your value. You want to be able to feel like you have something to offer, because once you're gone from work, you have to figure out the whole day now. And if you don't have that planned or thought out, it's going to be a culture shock. That's why you just want to make sure you're not being comfortable during this time. So if you're in your 30s right now, my biggest suggestion is just get intentional with your money. So when you're sitting down with your family or your spouse, you're looking at the budget, you want to, first of all, set aside money to save. And don't just set the usual $500 to $1,000. Like really sit down and think about, okay, we want to save at least like 10 to 15% if possible. And then you want to look at what subscriptions you have. Are you overspending in certain areas? Are you eating out too much? Do you have credit card debt? Do you have car payments that are on your plate? Do you have student loans you need to deal with? So you got to attack these problems head on. Because if you're letting somebody else drive the vehicle when it comes to finances, you're going to go from problem to problem financially. You solve one problem, you go to the next problem. So if you don't really take control of it and stop living off this paycheck to paycheck mentality, it's going to kill you in the long run. There's a survey that came out and said that 69% of pre-retirement investors say that retirement is not achievable by age 65. So if there's people that don't believe they won't be able to live off what they earn, then we got to take our life very serious right now. So when you're looking at your paychecks, my biggest recommendation is try to save as much as you can. Obviously set aside money for your bills, but start saving because you want to prepare for the future. You want to think 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Because I say this a lot on my channel, you only have so many working years left. And then next thing you want to do is find your purpose. Are you supposed to be doing YouTube, podcasts, recording music? Is there another job you can pick up where you can develop another skill? Start thinking outside the box. What do you enjoy? What is your passion? And then try to find a solution. If you have a passion that can solve a problem, start investing in it. It's going to require time and effort, but if you want to make more income, it's going to require work. There's no shortcuts to this. So if you have a 9 to 5 and you have a passion, my biggest thing is don't quit your 9 to 5. Work on your passion, see if you can create income out of it. But while you're working your 9 to 5, see if you can get more money out of your career. I think it's unwise to just quit your job. I know you hear a lot about that. You got to have income to make money, right? You got to invest, but you got to have the income to do it, right? So if you're in a predicament where you have debt, first pay off your debt. Don't quit your job, and if you got like student loans to pay off, and the side thing you're working on isn't doing either more income than what you're making right now or about the same, there's no point of doing that. My biggest thing is make sure you find purpose, make sure you find something that you enjoy doing while you're working, and that will get you further in life. And then if your goal is set high enough where you have to raise your value and increase your knowledge, that's going to work really well because it's challenging you. You got something to look forward to when you wake up in the morning. You have to look forward to the weekends and dread Monday mornings. That's not a good life to live. So find something you can enjoy and build. So if you're in your 20s, your 30s, or 40s, or 50s, take your paychecks very serious. Don't just say, "Oh, it's just another payday. Thank God for Fridays." No, no, no. Like really take it serious. Stop living off the paycheck to paycheck, or it's tax season, I get this extra check. Like stop living that way. It's very unhealthy in my opinion. And just start looking at your paychecks. Go, okay, how much can I allocate to the side? And start setting yearly goals. I would start there. Like figure out how much you want to save in a year. When you achieve that goal, say, okay, I saved, let's say, for example, $7,000. Well, let's set it to $12,000. Like keep raising the bar because you want to challenge yourself, like I said, and don't think you can't do it. Because if you're setting goals that will push you, it's going to help you achieve those financial goals or get you close to it. But the most important part is you're developing purpose, you're developing great work ethic. And then by the time you retire from your job, let's say you're still in that position, you got something to look forward to. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Thanks for sticking to the end. Love to hear your thoughts on how you're handling your finances. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.